Boom, boom, boom. What's going on, man? Reminisce show every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live Eastern Time. I go by Logic, and I'm here with my brother.
I'm Ben the Supreme. What up?
That's right, man. We carrying that tradition of Sankofa, man. We got to go back and collect what we forgotten, and also add Ubuntu, man, which translates to "I am because we are." There's the interdependencies of community and something that we cannot forget about, man. So we're gonna bring all those energies here, and of course discuss, hip hop and things that are happening in the city, man. We know Caribana's coming up, lots of concerts and things. So we're gonna build on that, man. Yeah, man. Before we get into the business, because there's some updates, there's some news, tragic news, updates, all kinds of things happening. Let's always start off with a check-in. And you know what? I encourage everyone, for the people that they care about, and people that they're with, even if you're about to have dinner with somebody, do a little check-in, see how people are doing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, it's so real. It's so real. Just little ones, because you never know when the last time you'll be checking in with somebody is. And
Yeah, man.
we're gonna get
That's
into it in a sec, and it's just the littlest things are. I call them enormous little things, because
yeah.
we can't be losing them. Just a little greeting. Hi, how you doing? Have a nice day. Blessings and peace to you. So
It goes
I'm
so far, man. It does. It really does.
I'm feeling pretty good. Get to exercise. I got some groceries. I got to the beach a couple of days ago.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I appreciate life. I went to go see the new Superman movie, and I'm not aspiring too big to do anything this summer. I'm just appreciating life in every little sunshining day. So I'm there, and I'm happy with what's happening. So I appreciate life. How about you? How about you?
Yeah, man. I'm doing well. I got my kids for the summer. We were just at Wonderland earlier today, and they waited, I think, almost like 2 hours to ride that new ride at Wonderland. I forgot
Oh,
what
the
it's
new one.
called
I
though.
heard of it.
It
Yeah,
is
the
like the new
biggest
one,
one. Yeah.
right? Apparently, it's super fast, goes around the park and whatnot. And according to my kids, that is the best ride at Wonderland, and these kids are critical. You know what I mean? Before that, it was like the Leviathan and Behemoth are like the classic, the big rides. But this one apparently takes the cake. I haven't been on it. I was in a meeting, so I didn't enjoy that. But that was earlier today. What else, man? We just see some movies, like what you did last summer. And anyways, I got my own like. Anyway, these franchise films, what I mean, they keep like recycling the same formula, but it
Mhm.
works. It works every time. And sometimes for me, I'm just like, we've seen this movie many times, but for some reason we like it. We like the murder mystery vibe, So, but it was all good. Another the thing I'll check in with, which can kind of lead into some of the highlights and updates and news this week was I was at the renaming of Sumac Park, which is over in Regent Park.
Okay.
Beautiful park. They like rebuilt it and designed it and whatnot. Some pretty chill. They renamed it Louis March Park. So that was a big, not even a surprise though, but just like a big honor for me to be there and to see that. And it was really powerful. What was really interesting about that particular day was while they were doing like the naming ceremony. So Olivia Chow and city councilors were there and community members and so on and so forth. There was an opposition, man. There was ops. There was ops. There's people who had like signs and just kind of like going against the renaming of Sumac Park. They're like, hey man, this was already named that, and why do we got to do this and that? And it was just interesting to see a protest demonstration with that. And in the middle of Olivia Chow's speech and her support for this initiative, one of the protesters or demonstrators came up behind her and was holding a sign and had her hands out, what I mean, like trying to like distract whatever. And for the first time I would say in my life that I seen police come through and escort this woman off. And like that was the first time I was like, wow, like, yeah, like this is what I'm talking about. When we don't want these kind of disturbances, remove yourself. And they did it with quietly and ease, and it was carry on. But despite all that, it was beautiful to see. I know I'm going to be spending some time in that park, just reminiscing and just getting. I'm going to have meetings there and maybe little barbecues, man. Who knows? At Louis March Park, man. So I'm going to tell folks, man, meet me at Louis March Park, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're going to be doing. So
Okay.
that was a vibe.
Just exactly what intersection is that exactly?
It's like I want to say like shooter, and it's like between like shooter and like maybe I would say well, it's definitely east of Parliament and
Okay.
probably before River. So it's probably like that. It's probably like in that section.
Okay. Okay.
So
I
like
see.
Shooter is in between Queen and Dundas. So like Shooter's probably like the street that's like just south of Dundas. And then
Yes.
over on like River, you know. So I would say it's like kind of like in between that, yeah.
I got you. Yeah, that is right in region. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, region south, kind of like.
Region South. Yeah, 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 yeah. Beautiful park, you know what I mean? Like the vibe was proper, you know. I was like, okay, this is nice, man. And like, you know, while this whole ceremony was going on, there was like kids in the playground running around and playing. I'm like, this is Louis, man. Like he would love this. Like it's so community and a safe space to just be, you know, for joy to flourish. So yeah, so that was definitely a big vibe. But yeah, man, you know, this week was pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Yo, that's awesome. That's awesome. Blessings, blessings to that. Um, but yo, yeah, yeah. First things. Speaking of honoring names and
Yes.
spirits, oh my gosh, rest in eternal peace to Malcolm Jamar Warner, man. Oh
Mm,
my god, oh my god, brother Theo. Oh, oh man, I'm gonna see if I can. I might cry, I might not, but Jesus, man.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
and died at 54, man. Just one of the greatest black men to breathe and walk and make art and just contribute to culture and comedy and film. Directed,
Mm.
I'm finding out he's directing New Edition music videos and like was a bass player in all these funky bands. He just was like just contributing to culture his whole life. It's
Yeah.
like not one bad headline. I don't like never was never on some fuckboy shit. It's just like a good black man.
Yeah, man. No, I agree, you know. I mean like my memories of course with him was you know, the Cosby show obviously, and just his energy, you know what I mean? His smile, you know what I'm saying? Like his vibe was always just warm and heartfelt, you know, and that's something I always got from him. And you know, so it's so tragic. Like we always hear, you know, when news comes around, you know, black men getting, you know, murdered and this and that, and this is like, you know, he was, it seems like he was on vacation and just, you know, something went wrong, you know, something happened out in the waters. I'm hearing about like, you know, the rise and fall of you know, the currents, and sometimes like, you know, the water it's strong, you know, and it sucks you in. So from my understanding it was something along those lines. Again, don't quote me officially because I don't know exactly, but it's heartbreaking, you know. And you know, this is one of those reminders that like the fragility of life and to enjoy these moments because at any second it could, you know, can change, right? So but on that note, I wanted to share this post by brother Cardinal, man, big bro Cardinal. um he posted this really heartfelt post here. Let me just try to kind of zoom out here. So it says, my bro, man, I'm sitting here quietly as the world is mourning your passing. I was in the middle of filming yesterday when I glanced at my phone, and when I read what it said, I threw my phone down and suppressed every feeling I had to continue being on for the camera. My mom called me shortly after to tell me that Theo passed away, and I realized that she didn't know we were friends. I don't know if any of my peoples knew, and not because of any other reasons other than I wanted to honor such an extremely privilege that you granted me, getting to know the man behind the character and the character of the man behind one of the greatest legacies in modern Black history. The Cosby Show remains one of my favorite TV sitcoms, along with Martin and Different Rail, of course. You know the air, you don't know. But the crazy thing is, man, that when I'm here, crushed by your passing, I'm thinking about where'd I go? Oh, thinking about how intentional you were with every word you typed, every word you ever spoke to me, and how knowing you really was a microcosm of how the world saw you, or at least thought you were. That's a lot. Most people crumble under that kind of pressure, but not you. Your energy was that of someone who could carry the world on his back and for our community. You did. Most people are mourning you as an actor and the incredible gift that you brought to the world. I'm mourning you too, but this is remembering you. I'm understanding what a massive blessing it was to know you personally, to discuss our kids, our moms, our wives, our community, music, language, and how you learned that excellent shouldn't be sacrificed for a check. Although we did discuss a check once or twice, lol. Bro, you were a legend. You were legendary in front of the camera, but you will be remembered by me and who or remembered by me for who you were off the camera. Selfishly, I am not going to be able to have conversations and know how you felt about this new music I just put out, bro. I won't be able to catch up anymore and having intellectual conversations about what's going on out there in the world. And if I feel this heavy, I can only imagine how your family is feeling right now. My prayers are with them. Thank you, fam, for the short time you were here. You were a giant amongst men. Love, comrade, man. Whoa. And as you can see here, man, like
Thank
yo,
you,
that
sir.
just gave me chills just reading. Like I felt because you know it's crazy. Like I absolutely adore and love when these celebrities and idols and people that I look up to actually match what I think they are because that's how I've always felt about him. You know what I mean? Like you can see it on his face. I'm like, this guy is just love, yo. Like you know what I'm saying? Like and you feel that. So to hear this and just to know Cardinal, like like a lot of people didn't know he was like friends like that, with him, and him to just honor that sacred brotherhood, you know what I mean? Because I really feel more than ever, and it's something we were talking about off camera, is like as black men, like we need that brotherhood. We need other black men that we can reason to and build with and talk to and support. Like we need that, and it doesn't have to be public, you know what I mean? Like we just need that support, you know what I mean? Like off camera. You know what I'm saying? So just seeing this is just warms my heart, man. But I love this photo here with this baby and just, oh man.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for fun because I'm not on Instagram, so I didn't see this, and I
Yeah, yeah,
this with because I'm mostly on Twitter, and I every single post I have not gone past one post about Malcolm Jamal Warner without retweeting it and reading it and absorbing what people have to say.
yeah.
And as you said, man, just taking in that beautiful smile of his, man,
Like
like exactly what you said. Like he really was the good person that we imagined that he was, and
yeah,
that we hoped that he was. Like he was that and more. And
yeah,
like
yeah,
now, so lucky to know him personally. Like, oh my God, what a just
yeah.
yeah,
And
like yeah, like no, it's like you're right. Like it looked like he just accidentally passed while
yeah,
swimming in Costa
yeah,
Rica.
yeah.
Like man, his last post was this beautiful message
Hmm.
about just like trying to inspire people to smile. Like the
See,
last like
eh,
even the last thing he said was just magnificent, and it's just gone way too
yeah.
soon. Or like God,
You know, it's so what like more often than not, like when people pass, like I always pay attention to like what their last words were. And a lot of the times, man, it's like an oracle. You know what I'm saying? It's like wow, like did they feel something like what, but I'm glad that that was the type of message that he left. Again, it's right on brand of who he is, and right to the very end. And again, so, let's just keep our loved ones close. And yeah, man, it's just one of those things that's it's sad. It's sad. Yeah, and like
yeah,
I'm looking at this picture right now, and I'm thinking about the baby. To be honest, man, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, wow, like this child will be connecting through like friends and family stories and just like the legacy that his father has left, and that's how that child is going to be able to connect. And hopefully there's a lot of these precious moments that have been captured to keep as keepsakes and whatnot. But always think about that, especially when it's good dads, you know what I mean, like black men in particular that actually want to be fathers and that show up, and then things get cut short. It's always extra heartbreaking for me. So yeah, man, you know what I mean? Like this is one of those moments where it's Ubuntu. I am because we are, and I know that the love that he gave is going to be returned to this child and the mother, the wife, and whoever else is needed to be, right? Because with someone who gives that much, the universe balances itself out, man, and it will bring people in. So But yeah, my condolences to the family and anybody who has known him personally, and all of us who knew him, through through entertainment, and all of his endeavors. It's the impression that we leave on people's hearts. So let's continue to smile, as he mentioned, and to bring that love, yo. Let's continue to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Love to Malcolm Jamal Warner. Theo, you with us forever, yo. To me, I like to be like he's the man at the Cosby House.
Come on, like he is the guy. Like,
The
you
Cosby
know what I'm
House.
saying? Forever, man. Always, 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 always.
That was the best household. So
Yeah, man. Um, yeah. Well, we can kind of switch gears. Just a little bit. Couple shows that's coming up. There's like concerts and hip hop vibes and stuff. Because the music is what keeps us moving. This Thursday, Tyler the Creator is going to be in Toronto. Two shows, I believe, on the Thursday and Friday. I think Little Yachty and Paris, Texas. I'm gonna admit, I don't know who Paris, Texas is, but I'm sure whoever they are, they're fantastic. And that is happening, yeah, Thursday and Friday. You did mention that Tyler has like a new album out, and you had some opinions on the
yeah,
new
yeah.
album. You want to like,
And and I'll be super straight because I'm a Tyler supporter. Where I've seen Tyler the Creator and Odd Future at the Phoenix. I saw their first show in
oh,
Toronto.
you saw All the Future together too
I saw the whole Odd Future at the Phoenix. Yep.
with
Um,
Frank Ocean?
I don't think Frank Ocean was there at that
Okay,
time.
okay, okay,
I have seen Frank Ocean. I have seen him at a separate show at the Warehouse. So I've seen Frank
okay.
Ocean. But yeah, Odd Future came to the Phoenix, their first Toronto show, and I got on stage and I crowd dived with them. I partied with them from there.
Let's
And
go.
I think I've seen Tyler 3 times in total, but I've also seen him sell out the Air Canada Center, and he had Jaden Smith open up for him.
Okay,
So
that's interesting.
I've seen Tyler when he was just coming up, and I've seen him in these wonderful new massive days. So I'm not saying this as no hater or no like one time like fly by night listener. He put out a new project, and it's just not like it's not whack. It's just like it's an acquired taste project that
Yeah.
he even says like it's not anything deep. It's like a dance project. He's like it's made for moving bodies, so it's
I
very up.
like that.
Like,
I like that framing.
yeah, no, he even says that. He's like, this is made for causing movement. He's like, go outside, play this. It's up tempo. It's not deep. I'm not thinking about it. He's like,
He's having fun.
yeah,
Got you.
and he says that. So I'm like, in the context of that, I can appreciate the intentions of the project, but I was like, it's
So it's not like the typical like Tyler sound that you're used to, is what you're saying.
no. Well, I mean, it's kind of his sound, but he's not trying as hard on these songs. Like
Right. He's just
the old
vibing.
stuff, he'd have intros and outros and singing and all this, like, he'd make a little world and all this stuff. This is it's just like catchy beat and just like a little loop and then somebody talking shit on it. So
Would you say it's like almost like a mixtape kind of vibe, where it's more like just kind of experimental vibing like
yes,
that,
yeah,
where I'm just having fun, man. Run the track, let me just freestyle a vibe and rearrange it, make a song out of it, kind of.
yeah, it's very light and very much like mixtape. Like not there's not a lot of effort put into these songs,
Right.
and it's like somebody else might like it, but like for me, it's like it just wasn't hitting. And I really liked Chromacopia. I liked Call Me When You Get Lost. Like I like Tyler's stuff. Igor was fire.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
Bomb is sick. But yeah, I'm just like, this one wasn't that good. And this one is called Don't Tap the Glass. So
Don't tap the glass. Okay,
yeah.
okay. Well,
So
I'm gonna check that out, man. That's what's up, man. Okay, so that's Tyler.
yeah,
We also go ahead.
in response to like not even response, but this is a very fantastic season of hip hop right now. If people are
Mm.
listening, Master Killer. I want to talk about some stuff that people don't know too much about. Master Killer dropped an album called Balance, and it's
What? Master Killer, yo, let's go.
good. It's so I'm gonna throw this one out there too. A very potential strong song of the summer, top 5 song of the summer is on the Master Killer album, and the song called "Nice to Meet You," featuring Method Man and Snoop Dogg, and all on the same song. And it's I don't even want to ruin much more about it, but like
I
it,
I have it. I'm gonna have this queued up for a little bit later. This is looking pretty interesting, man. Okay, okay.
shit is fire. Shit is fire.
Yeah, like some of the features, Raekwon, Capital, well, of course, Wu Tang, but you said like Method Man, Snoop Dogg, got Noriega, AZ, and Uncle Murder on a record. Okay,
That shit is really dope, man. That shit.
that's gonna be really interesting, yo. Okay,
I don't want to ruin all the surprises. It's a solid rap record. The RZA song, fire. Classic 95 RZA energy. Like you're like, oh shit, RZA can still do this. Oof. So yeah.
okay. Well, I'm gonna look at that. I like that, man. It's
Yeah. So,
balance. With
I'm
the Wu single.
moving along. Raekwon also dropped a top 10 album of the year. It looks like a lot
Top
of
10 album. Okay, I'm gonna have to
this
look that up.
record. It's called The Emperor's New Clothes, and whew, it's heat. It's heat. It's heat. A lot of people are saying they really, really rate it. I've seen a lot of 9 out of 10s, a lot of 8 out of 10s. Um, Nas is on an amazing song. Nas laces a sick and disgusting verse. Um, Interestingly, I'll say really quickly, there's a second version of the Nas verse that didn't make the Raekwon album. And when you listen to it, it really sounds like Nas is like getting at Jim Jones.
Okay,
Nas, like it really, he doesn't say Jim Jones's name, but he's like, this yourself. And he's like, you try to battle me, you only battling yourself. And he's like, it kind of sounds like it, but on the album version, it's a different verse. So there's that. Conway is on it. Benny the Butcher's on it. West Side
Conway the Machine. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at yeah,
3 Ghostface verses, and they're all
yeah,
heat. Method
yeah.
Man,
Got
sick.
Nas.
Yeah, yeah. So Raekwon album is fire. The beats are disgusting, sick beats. So it's just
Okay,
a
okay.
great piece of hip hop.
Well, we're gonna definitely look into that, man. That's peace, man. Another thing to big up, continuing the vibe for hip hop, man. The Scratch Bass's BBQ, man, barbecue, man. That's happening this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Looks like DJ Premier, Night Wonder, they're coming through, and what else? Daniel's son. You know what I'm saying? A few other folks and whatnot. So I've never been, so I'm hoping to make sure that I'm there this time around.
I hope you can reach.
Yeah, I've seen the footage and it looks vibe, like because when I started thinking to myself, actually, that's something else I'll mention too. Because what I was going to say is I was thinking to myself, like, there isn't. It seems like when it comes to Toronto community cultural events that have that's hip hop community intersected, like they're kind of dwindling away. Like Manifesto, I'm not sure what's really happening with that. Scratch Bastard is pretty much like kind of carrying that wave. But then also, one thing I didn't mention my check-in was Unity Fest. So they Unity Charity has been doing incredible work. They've been doing stuff since like 2007, working in schools using hip hop as a way for engagement with young people, and they're just doing a lot of fantastic stuff, like offering free programs to youth and making it super accessible. Their festival was at Harborfront Center this past weekend, last Sunday. Was it Sunday or Saturday? Anyways, last weekend, and it was phenomenal. It was such a great vibe. It was really centered around like the dancers, got dancers, breakers, and singers, artists, and so on and so forth. And for me, I was just like, wow, like this is like the new manifesto right now. You know what I mean? Like when we think of like Styles in Progress and like Graffiti for Expo, I'm saying all of that, like this is like the last remainder of that who's holding like culture together, So I always appreciate those events that are rooted in community, that's intergenerational, like something where kids can show up to. Don't get me wrong, I like the adult parties too.
Of course,
Like me, like more times I'm with my youths, you know what I mean? So they under 19, so we need to have some family vibes. And to me, it's very hip hop to be family oriented, to be intergenerational. So always give maximum respect for those types of spaces that we can do that. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. So that's that was last weekend, and the Scratch Bass is this weekend, man. So it's gonna be big man things, yo.
Yo,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right. Um, I saw this other thing that's happening this weekend. It looks like there's another event called Suds and Duds or something like that. And
I mean, there's so many ways I can interpret that, but like you break it down for me, man. What's
yeah,
such and such?
I mean, just read it out because it's a flyer that I saw on a pole. Um,
A
I was
flyer that I saw on a pole. Okay.
I mean, I just want to show love to
Suds
the
and
other.
duds.
I know that Claire was performing at it.
Okay, that's peace.
Yeah, Claire was at it. DJ James Reddy was on it. Um, DJ Grouch was on it, if I remember correctly. Let me just okay, here it is. Suds and Dubs, not Duds. My bad. I just didn't know. Suds and Dubs Block Party, Lot 19, Ossington Avenue, number 19, 26th and 27th of July, free entry. Performances by Claire, DJ Carl Allen, DJ Grouch, DJ James Reddy, DJ Spence Diamonds, DJ Dopey, DJ Caprice, and DJ John Chetty. So it's Saturday and Sunday, Saturday 11 till 11 and Sunday 12 till 6. So it's a free event. And
Okay.
yeah, I guess it's just another event. Somebody else is putting on, and I love to. I mean, I'll be at Scratch Bastard. I'll see it. I don't know if I'll be able to pop by this too, but just I love hip hop in the city, and I hope everybody got enough to go to everything, and I hope everything is a successful event.
Fire, fire, fire. Yeah, man. Let me see here. Like, what else? What else is coming out? I mean, we were talking about like OVO Fest, right? And there hasn't been any announcements. Caribana weekend is right around the corner. Of course, there's like the Hot 97 BET Celebrity Party, which is features Fabulous. That is it's like Fabulous is like annual Toronto time. Like I feel like he's been like the guy for the past like 15 years or something like that. Like BET Fabulous. Hey man, I don't mind Fab. I mean, he's definitely got the bars and the swag and the flow, and he has some cool dance records and whatnot. So big up to the man. Them. Let's see what else is there. Yeah, like so with OVO Fest. I mean, like I said, it has to be Vibes Cartel. I'm gonna put a super not a prediction, but a wish rather, which would be like, Vibes Cartel and Movado. Like, I think that would be the most epic OVO Fest, because it was already epic when he got Outcast. Okay, let me just say that from there. A time when it was hard to get Outcast, like, what I'm saying, like, so to get them, like, that was already big, but to have Vibes Cartel and Movado, I'm just saying, that would sell off. Like, people would want to come see that and have them do their clash, because now they're brethrens now. You know what I mean? I've seen them hugging and high fiving each other, and I'm pretty sure they probably have a song together by now. But to do like a sound clash, all their battle songs, man, because those songs were great. It was a vibe back then, man. It was big energy. So I'm hoping something along those lines. But yeah, we're waiting patiently. You know what I mean? So shout out to like our friends at OVO, and hey man, we're looking forward to that, man, because we know it's going to be big.
You're right. No, that is a good idea, and hopefully he pulls that off, or put something together like that. I mean, he did it in London.
Yeah.
Not exactly the Clash, but Vibes came out in London, and
because he has to bring something new. You know what I mean? Because he did that in London. So like, okay, you're gonna template that? Like, nah. You gotta add that with some other extra sauce. And the only thing I can think about that would make it crazy is Vibes Cartel and Movado on one show. That's all I can think. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I made the prediction when Drake brought out Tory Lanez that one time when it was highly unexpected, and I was like, what can he do? Because I'm almost like, what's the shocker? What's that one thing? I'm like, Tory Lanez. Boom, he did it.
Yeah, well, I feel you, man. I mean, sometimes it's like that, man. I called the play for. I was like, yo, this year, I was like, Drake should either drop something on Canada Day or on the 4th of July.
Yeah, yeah.
I called it this year, and
Yeah.
on the 4th of July is when he dropped "What Did I Miss?"
Right,
And,
right.
oh shit, I called one of his marketing plays.
Well,
Yeah, we be out here.
speaking of which,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, no, some of us, yo, my boy TSD, straight up, I watched him do this. He called the title "The Heart Part 6" weeks before Drake
Right.
dropped that song. He was like right at the beginning of the battle, like Kendrick did like that or something, and then my boy in Jamaica was like, Drake's only response would be calling a song "The Heart Part 6."
Yeah.
Later, Drake, I was like, yo,
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fire. That's fire. And
dude.
it's and you know it plays on so many levels because you know the six, of course, you know, but of course it's continuous. So and they love to
Exactly.
put on the multi-layered attacks. You know what I'm saying? So
Some of us
yeah,
see the plays too, be like, yo, this would
but
be a wicked
yeah,
strategic attack.
but
And Drake
check
actually,
this out though. Check this out. Like speaking of multi-layered you know strategies rather, you know, the name Iceman is interesting because okay, one, you know, it's like the ice truck and all that kind of stuff. But if you think of the Iceman in the context of America, it's interesting. Now, I don't know. Maybe I'm just, you know, using my imagination because, you know, like ICE is like, you know, basically snatching people and kicking them out of the country and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So I don't
yo,
know if
that's
there's
crazy. That
right.
I never
Like,
thought of it. Yo, that is wild.
listen, these guys are like multi-tiered. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta have sight beyond sight to get these things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
no,
what? An owl sees in the dark. You get me?
yeah, yo, man, he be having hella layers on some of the shit, man. And it's like, it's obviously like Iceman, where it's like, I got diamonds for days.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's
yeah. Come on, we already know that.
and it's just like also like an ice age, like, yo, this is my era.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
This is my time. The last decade, I am the Ice Man. Like it's
yeah.
like
Stat.
there's like careers that could have been put on ice that this man is like, yo, like there's just levels that he could go with it for sure.
Well, I'm curious to know what DJ Khaled is saying. Like, hey, I'm not taking no shots. I'm just curious because I haven't heard much since Drake corrected him with that post that he made. He's like, yeah, new Drake coming out, and he was like Drake, what like some other like I don't know like D-list artist or who?
Like,
Yeah, I don't even know who that is, but
that was one of the coldest dishes in internet history. Drake felt as like some Disney actor or some TV actor.
okay. Well, shout out to him, but like you know what I mean. I haven't heard anything from that, so but like I said, man, it's going to be interesting to see like you know where the Drake stimulus package goes and how things are going to evolve and you know how this is going to unravel. Like we're living in some really interesting times, but yes, best believe that's a multi-tiered you know understanding. You know, Iceman, you know, releasing a single on July 4th. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see you.
Mhm.
I see you. I see you.
Yo, and yeah, he's got a pretty cool rollout. It's coming. It looks like. I think
Yeah.
he'll probably try to up the rollout from the Clips because the Clips had a pretty damn good rollout for this album. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I like it. Yeah, we can talk about what the clips for a little bit. As I mentioned before, like you know, I'm a huge clip fan. I think we spoke about last time. You know, like Hell Hath No Fury is like our favorite albums. I like pretty much all of them, like the mixtapes and stuff like that. Um, this one, I like the mature sound. I like how they opened up with that really heartfelt, introspective record of like losing parents and whatnot, and that's such a heavy space, but also set the tone of like a certain level of like maturity and wisdom and perspective and whatnot. So that was cool. So I say all this to say, like, you know, after like the second listen, like, you know, the albums really started growing on me. At first, I was just like, yeah, it's all right, you know, it's cool. But then now I'm like, okay, man, it's growing on me, man. I'm feeling this vibe. And then seeing their interviews, I always like watching artists' interviews because that makes me like them a lot more or less, depending on how it goes. but I like their chemistry as brothers. You know what I mean? Like they're solid together. You know what I mean? And yeah, like just like seeing Malice come back and his perspectives. Yeah, it's interesting, man. You know what I mean? So big up to them on the release of the album.
Agree, agree. So yeah, man, yeah, yeah. I thought it was a good album too. I thought, yeah, I just showed a little growth and stuff, and definitely hip hop needs groups. Hip hop, shout out to Chad. I wish Chad was with Pharrell, but um, it's all good. At least the Clips have reunited, and that's a good thing. So there's that, and yeah, it's just a lot of. One of the other things I think I just want to like salute is like the talk about mature MCs and how like
Mm,
I think Malice is 52 and I think Pusha's 48. And people are like, yeah, like this season, a lot of very mature MCs, 40s, late 40s, early 50s are dropping heat. And like this is really, really proving that hip hop is just about people who are talented and on point with themselves and just have something to say in the world. And like it ain't about a young man's game. It's about if you hip hop or not. And life is hip
yeah.
hop point in
Well,
time. And
yo, that's such a really interesting perspective because you're right. I have been seeing a lot more, and like speaking to some of the releases that we just mentioned earlier. Like Master Killa, Raekwon and so forth. People still dropping albums, and
yep.
yeah, like like I feel like it also speaks to a demographic. Like we always, like we're in a time where everything is so like nostalgia is currency as well. I mean, people always going back to the 90s, the references and whatever, and we lived through that. You know what I mean? So seeing artists, I mean, who are coming from that era who are still doing their music, I really feel there is like a huge demographic for that, especially with the direction of hip hop. You know what I mean? Like you said, like it's youth culture, and there's going to be things that's happening in hip hop that I don't agree with, co-sign, or even understand because I'm growing and maturing. I don't have arrested development. I'm not stuck in a 18-year-old mindset. So like, there's certain things that I can listen to as entertainment, as face value, and be like, okay, well, that's cool. But I like the mature content. You know what I mean? Like I want to go to parties where it's like 35, age 30 and up. You know what I'm saying? Like, like that's just what it is, right? So um I think there is like a demographic for that. And not to mention, like, older folks are a little bit more established. We got our we got money and things of that nature. We just prefer day parties, so
Yeah, yeah.
this kind of
Early.
reminds me of shout out to DJ Charlie B. I didn't mention this as well. This was another event that happened, which was Maya. Maya was here at Cabana or at Rebel on was it the Saturday, and that was a daytime vibe. Like, you know what I mean? Like the jam was done by like 9. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is proper. Like I'm feeling this. It was a great vibe. No incidences, mature clientele, everyone's vibe, no screw face. You know what I mean? Everyone's peace. I like that stuff, man. So there is definitely a demographic, a crowd, a mature crowd that wants to go to a daytime hip hop show. Like, let me know that the set starts at 7. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed. Let's go.
You're right. You're right. And it's so wonderful when people are organized and mature and are being like, yo, doors open at 6, like set starts at 7, like main act, opening act at 8, and the headliner at 9. And
That's it.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yo, man, we all home at 11:30.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
and be like,
peace.
that's cool. Like we definitely all lived through the days where like the opening act was on at 11:30
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
headliner was on at 1.
Yeah.
And
No, we want the vibe where it's like,
we've been there, done that.
yeah, exactly, man. And sometimes, people got work in the morning and whatnot. And I remember, when I was working like regular 9 to 5s and stuff like that, like that was always the thing, man. Cause like, you know how it is when you're at a hip hop show, and especially if you're doing documentation, then that means like that can add like another 2 hours to the event. Because if you're hanging around afterwards to get a exclusive or whatever,
Oh, that's
or maybe
real.
follow someone back to the hotel or to the after party before you
Or
know you're
just
getting
backstage to get the in. Yeah, anything.
yeah, before by the time you're home it's like 3 o'clock or something, you know what I mean? So yeah, so I'm grateful for the daytime vibes nowadays. As I'm older, I prioritize sleep. I like waking up early with the birds and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
You're right.
I like hearing chirp in the morning, you know what I'm saying?
Yo,
Actually, no. Who am I kidding? We live downtown, man, so we hearing cranes. Who am I kidding? Drilling at 6 o'clock. Oh man, all goody, man, all goody. Anything else, man, in the hip hop news, man, that you want to build on, man, that's has come across your path?
uh, um, I mean something little that hopefully is like temporary. I didn't even get to read too much into it, but apparently ASAP Rocky is in a wheelchair, so I don't know if
What?
it's yeah, yeah. I saw it. Yeah, I saw some little footage. I don't know if he just got a minor injury or something. Hopefully, it's nothing serious. But yeah. So yeah, I didn't hear any major news about it, but I just saw a little clip. So yeah. Peace to ASAP Rocky. If you're in a wheelchair, hope you ain't fucked up. Um, but yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yo. I guess we didn't talk about it yet, but yeah, this is not exactly hip hop, but actually kind of hip hop in a
Kind of.
way. Kind of. Yo, shout out to Ozzy Osbourne. Rest in peace to Ozzy
Mm,
Osbourne, who passed away. Um, he actually, I mean, yo, he was obviously a rock legend. Was in the group Black Sabbath and just did a lot of metal and rock legendary shit. I got to see him once at the Air Canada Center. I'm very happy I got to.
okay. Okay.
I've been trying to just see music history, not just hip hop history.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
Black Sabbath once, and it was a fantastic experience. And the thing is, Busta Rhymes made a really amazing remake of Iron Man with Ozzy Osbourne. So like this like Ozzy
Oh
even
yeah, I remember that. Yeah, 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 yeah. I used to thought that was so random back in the day, but hey, that's
yeah no
visionary
Ozzy
lives.
yeah Ozzy wasn't like Metallica. Metallica was like we don't like hip hop.
Yeah,
Like Ozzy was like I like hip hop, man. Ozzy was always like down with hip hop.
that's
So
peace.
So yeah,
Cool,
he
man.
was a real one. Yeah, yeah. He was like fucking with hip hop dudes when like barely anybody was. He's like, yo,
Yeah, yeah,
you guys are interesting like I am. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah. And when he was popping too, like it wasn't like he was just kind of washed. Like he was still popping, So
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah,
okay,
apparently died like yesterday or like today or yesterday, but I think it was today. Just surrounded by his friends and family and his loved ones and Sharon and yeah, like Jack
mm,
and his daughter and the one last thing I want to say is that he had a massive concert like 2 weeks ago, which was like really, it's epic and wonderful, but also a little heartbreaking. But like he had his final concert, and he had all these super rock and roll legends. Like he did his final show on stage
yeah,
just like it was literally like 2 weeks ago, if not a week ago, and had like all these legends on stage with him. Everybody was wearing all black. The entire thing was
wow,
like 50 rock and roll legends, and they all like did a tribute to him. And he did his last show, and then he just died too. Like that's an amazing life and career. So like,
crazy.
salute music legends. So peace to Ozzy Osbourne. And yeah, man,
Yeah,
yo,
man. Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Yeah, like just life, the fragility of it when things change, man. It's like we gotta appreciate, everything, and just see what we can do to contribute, to inspire, to motivate, what I mean, so that people can shine their own light, man. I think that's really what it is. Every time we step into like our own authentic space, we encourage others to do the same. You know what I'm saying? So one of those reminders, man. Live your life. Live your life.
you said it all. You said it all.
Can't be in the bleachers, man. You got to be in the game, man.
Gotta be in the
You know?
game. Yeah, yeah, no doubt. No doubt. There's spectators and then there's gladiators. So
Come on now.
that's what's up. That's what's up. So
Gosh.
yeah, man. I think that's about it. I don't know. I don't
That's
know.
it. Last thing I'll say is I just saw like in the news there that the going back to Drizzy and Kendrick in courts. Well, in regards to the song "Not Like Us," I believe that there is going. So a judge is going to, I guess, make a ruling that's some type of determination or definition or some type of thing moving forward with this whole circumstance and situation mid-August. So that should be coming out in the next couple of weeks, and we're going to see what's going to happen, man. Like You know, is it's a protected battle rap or is it defamation? You know, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. And then another thing I'll say, what I saw that came up was in regards to AI voice cloning, and you know, with the song like BBL Drizzy and all these remixes, like record labels have sued some of the startup companies that like created this. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that because like that type of stuff is really interesting. Like, you know, the emergence of tech and, you know, integrity and just where things are evolving to, you know, where, you know, we're gonna have to like trademark our likenesses, you know, like our voice, our look, everything, like all these things, like we are the brand, you know. And yeah, this is where things are moving. It's kind of trippy, but hey, it is what it is.
Yo, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I think Sweden or Norway,
Yeah,
some
like a
East,
European country or somewhere. Yeah.
Eastern European country has given every citizen has like a copyright access to their own face and voice and name,
Mm,
and they can protect themselves against copyright theft. So
that's what's up.
yeah, yeah. So like, shout out to every company or anything that's trying to like allow freedom to happen at the same time, like respecting and understanding that technology is going to do what it does. But yeah, so
Mm. Yeah, man.
yeah,
So
it's we living in wild times.
we are definitely, you know, but we are, I mean, we're here for it, you know. I mean, the fact that we're living through this and to be able to like bear witness through a lot of these changes and evolutions and just innovations as well, like it's really fascinating, you know. It's things are moving really fast. Things are speeding up. I always said, yo, by 2030 we're gonna see some crazy ass stuff. But I'm like, man, it's only been like a couple months, man, and like I can't even picture what like the next like 2 years are gonna look like. You know, it's we're gonna see things are just gonna expand. Are we ready for it? Are we ready for it? Is the question.
Yeah, that's really the question, man. I think, yeah, yeah, we're really at the borderline of like a lot of industries are not going to exist in 5 years. Like, there's just things that used to be in sci-fi movies are just going to become like real world things now. Like all the
Yeah, yeah. Yo, as you say that, it was just I just envisioned, you know, because with AI prompts and whatnot, like so much things like movies can be created from prompts now. You know, like full, like it's crazy what like Google VO3 can do. I don't know if you're hip to that, but when you have some free time, look that up, man. Look up Google VO3, you know, video creations. It's wild, man. It absolutely is wild.
I agree.
But like you said, like we're gonna get to the point where all that stuff is like fake, that people are gonna want organic content, and filmmakers are gonna like label it's like organic content made from humans, no AI and whatnot. Or to your point where it's like things that are happening in the news are now the blockbuster films that we usually would pay to go watch. Now we're on the news and it's like, yo, this is crazy. And it's like this is real life
This is
actually.
real.
It's
You're
like, yo,
absolutely right, man. Like, oh,
it's strange, man. Like which way what we thought was north is now south. Like, you know what I mean? Like what we thought was east is west. Like yo, we're just on we're in this transition, you know what I mean? It's like we're going through this changing of the guard on
on
every
every
level. Some people call it the age of Aquarius. I don't know, man. We gonna find out though. We gonna
yeah,
find
man,
out.
it's a wild rabbit hole we in, and like nobody knows what's on the other end, man. Like it could be like I've been seeing some headline like things are like already little wild things are happening where these AI things are like life and death has already been crossed, man. The line and the love
Mm,
line, life, death, and love has all been crossed. People wanting to leave there. I saw this really wild thing of this dude who was married to his wife, but he had like an AI companion, and he was spending a lot of time with it and getting really emotionally attached to his AI companion. And then
mm,
um and then his wife was like, "Yo, they did an interview and they're like, yo, if your wife asked you to like leave the companion for, and he had a kid with the woman, just had a 2-year-old kid, and they're like, if you would have to leave your wife, would you? And he was like, nope. And they're like, and his wife is on camera. She's just right there. She's like, yo, she's like, I can live with it for now, but like if it gets too far, like I'm gonna want him to like choose between us. And like I obviously want him to cut off the computer program that he's fallen in love with and like be with his real flesh and blood wife and child. But this guy was like, they're like, yo, if you have to choose between the two, he's like, I ain't leaving the program. And like he was like, actually, I was just on camera being like, I kind of would leave my wife for this fucking AI program. And like, yeah, like we're right there. People, somebody killed already a kid who killed himself when the AI broke up with them. It's already happened. Like things are.
It's so wild. I mean, but it's not wild, because it's so crazy. Okay, so many different intersections of thoughts are just crossing my mind, right? Because yeah, like in one end, like I'm thinking like from COVID times, right? When we were in COVID isolation, and a lot of people were severely impacted by that. Like human connection was like distorted. It would have been really interesting if AI popped off like during that time. You know what I mean? Like it came way after though, but like it's like it's a kind of like leaning into that, what I mean, because the remnants of the impacts of COVID are still lingering to this day. People are still re-socializing and being able to have conversations where we can look each other in the eye and build and whatnot, and it's still like a whole process. But to see where for it to fill that void to that degree where it's like it's reality, not just this kind of like supplementary um support system or guide or whatever. It's like the guide, the support, like a relationship, like you said. um it really is interesting, and I really feel like more and more of this is going to come about. But I want to ask you this, like in the context of like companionship and lovers and working spaces where there's more than one person involved. Like is there a way for these technologies to be acknowledged for the value that they bring to some people, and then how does that, or is there a possibility for that to be integrated in relationships? I know it's subjective, but I'm just
Well,
curious to know from your perspective of someone who manages like energy that may go this way and that way and dealing with people's feelings and stuff like that. Like what are your thoughts on that?
oh, I'm standing on the fence. I've already had an interview with a PhD York University professor about a month ago about it, and she's
Oh,
doing a whole PhD thesis on technology, AI, robot dolls, androids, everything, the
yeah,
entirety, and like
yeah,
the multi-billion-dollar industry that is growing through it, and just the human rights aspect of it, because there is just this there's been already like there was like a brothel in Europe that was like had a bunch of women in it, and they're like, hey, for shits and giggles, let's get a plastic sex doll, like an AI
yeah,
realish flesh doll, just to have an option. And then
yeah,
it started like getting a lot of energy and money, and like taking away some business away from some of these women. So they're like, yo, that's kind of shitty that this like androidish kind of AI flesh bot is taking away our money. Like we're like slowly entering that time. But another problem with it is that some people get those dolls and violate the hell out of them because they're not real humans.
right, yes, I've been hearing that. Yeah, yeah,
Really
yeah,
dark thing happening where they got some flesh doll that's like some woman, and they beat it the fuck out of it, and they like treat it horrific,
right, right,
stab it, and do all kinds of horrible things, and you're like, that's
yeah,
not good. And it's just like, it's like, well, some people are like, well, is it good that they have this doing this to the doll instead of like a real person? Like no, we should live in a world where we're removing this, like, yeah, it's just a very complicated things coming up with all of these things. And there's no real right or wrong answer, because it's not like technology. The technology exists, and
Mhm.
this it's like self-perpetuating. So like AI, you can't put AI back in the bucket. Like it's out.
Right, right, right,
Um,
right.
so like, well, whether governments regulate it, whether industry regulates it, whether humans regulate it, like we're gonna see if it loses control of itself, or if people can be trusted with this amount of power in the realm of this. Yeah,
Mm.
I don't really even have an answer. I'm just kind of like, I'm like, it's like the wildest, craziest knife that has ever been invented, because it's like it can be used for good and it can be used for very bad. So it's like it's like
Oh man, that's a whole that's a bigger topic, man.
I'm just
Yeah, so much to unpack with all that,
yeah,
man.
I'm just gonna
It's
leave it there, because like
yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, like I said, this is where we're moving into. But what's crazy is that through like movies and other forms of technology, it's like some of these realities have been hinted to us, throughout time. I'm sure if we were to like scour all the films made, like there's a lot of information and things that have like led up to this point. So it's yeah, it's just interesting stuff, man. We are living in some fascinating times, and I'm always just like tripped out, man, because like yeah, like it's things are unraveling, and like we don't know what's going to happen next. Like like we're in some really interesting spaces, yo. So hold on
hold on
tight,
tight,
yo.
hold
Hold
on
on
tight is
tight.
right, and yeah, nobody knows what's gonna happen. Nobody can predict it. So yeah,
Yeah,
crossed.
man.
Finger.
All right, man. Well, I guess we
Yeah,
can and from there, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyways, well, Scratch Bastard this weekend. Hopefully that's gonna be great. Get some footage for all that good stuff and represent. And yeah, man, we're gonna be doing this every Tuesday, man. Reminisce show live, 7 p.m. Eastern time, carrying those traditions of Sankofa. Because sometimes we got to go back and collect what is useful. And of course, Ubuntu essentially means that I am because we are, man. So never forget the interdependencies of each other, man. Let's get it, let's get it, let's build. And yeah, I don't know if you got any last words,
I just
bro.
want to send love and peace to the peoples. Yeah. Shout out to my bro. Shout out to the parks and beaches. It's parks and beach season. I got out to Woodbine recently. It was very beautiful. Been at Hanlan's, very beautiful. Been at Gibraltar Point, and yeah, this is peak Toronto. So yeah. Yo, yeah. I don't know if I even got to tell much of my Wu Tang story, but yeah, I there's some pictures on my Instagram. I just quickly wanted to give a shout out to
Yes.
Blue Raspberry, because Blue Raspberry was wonderful to meet, and I got a picture with Blue Raspberry, and behind me in the damn picture is damn Method Man.
Come
Like I
on.
literally like Method Man is. I'm gonna take a super full circle. Like I have a picture from Beer Fest 4 years ago where I'm taking a picture
Yep.
with Method Man, and Chalk Claire is like photo.
In the back. Yeah.
But yeah, but this year I'm taking a picture with Blue Raspberry, and Method Man is just like grinning in the back, and he's got a blunt in his mouth. And I'm saying all this to
Look
say,
at
like, I
that.
was chilling in that room the whole time. I saw Ghostface, I saw Blue Raspberry, I saw RZA, and some other people. But I
Mm.
was like, the energy was all weird and stuff. But like, at no point in time did I hear Method Man's voice. I didn't see him. I was not aware that Method Man was around. So I was just like, when I got the pictures back, I was like, what do you mean Method Man was standing behind me at some point?
Didn't
I
even
didn't even
notice.
notice, and my brain just was just like, "What kind of? How did I not hear that? Like, how did I?" Oh,
Yeah. Like, come on, bro. You know
no.
this. You know this, man.
It's like this. That's the only time that ever happened in my hip hop life. So like, I had to laugh, man. It. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah. Shout out to Wu, and we gonna be out like that.
For sure, man.